And now we have microphones.
Oh, that's an important. I'm glad you caught that at the beginning.
Yeah, no, it's good. Oh, there's also a count on the screen. Guys, we're learning some kinks here, but hey, welcome to Happy Place Explorers Live. Jordan and I are trying some new stuff today. Um, check out the channel. What's this? There's a weird bar in the middle of the screen, Jordan. I don't know what it is.
Maybe that's a good luck bar, or it's a Hershey bar.
It does not look like a Hershey bar. Okay, so for anyone watching at
Okay.
home, hi Jenny. Jenny's in here.
Oh, hi, Jenny.
Uh, Hi Sherry. My mom? Probably. Let's see. What are we doing here? So this is our first time doing a Happy Place Explorers live. We're just
First
trying to.
time ever.
Hey, John. All right. So we're doing just so everybody knows. We're trying this new interface. I know you can kind of see it around. Obviously, I don't know what this bar is that's in the middle of the screen. It's driving me crazy. There's a few things actually. I got it.
Is
It's
it
gone. I did it.
okay?
Anyway,
It was just a matter of willing it gone.
that's right. Hi. Okay, let's try this again. Hello.
Hey,
Jordan cannot see any of the graphics that are on here, and we learned that there's a 30-second delay on what we are, anything that you comment. There's a 30-second delay on what you're hearing. So we're gonna do our best to answer any questions that we get in the chat, talk with you guys about anything, but just know there's gonna be a slight delay. But I promise we're gonna get to everything that's asked. So Michelle will also be joining us just momentarily. She was getting dinner started. Jordan, how are things
Ooh.
going in Orlando today?
Hey, I haven't seen anything outside these walls today.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
inside they've been fine. Yeah. Are you aware of the current situation?
The quarantine, the pandemic.
National. No, globally.
Michelle has arrived. Can you see?
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Jay. We're getting comments. We'll just let a few more people join us. We're trying to get understand this new interface. Anyway,
How many bags of Starburst jelly beans did you purchase?
enough. Enough Starburst jelly beans. Are you guys fans of Starburst jelly beans? Jordan, what do you think about Starburst? What's your favorite jelly bean?
Um, my favorite flavor or favorite kind or brand, because those are the ones right there. Those are the ones to have.
But the original kind, the sour kind, Joey apparently also purchased Tropical
Yeah.
and Duo, which I just found in the back of the cabinet.
Well, duos are awesome because it's like
Tropical.
the ones with the stuff in the middle, like the two flavor. It's the two flavor jelly beans.
Fact is, you bought 4 bags of Starburst jelly beans and
Thank you,
you
Jenny.
hid two.
Those are good.
You hid two in the
Isn't there
back
one
of
where
the
it's just
cabinet.
like the red flavors?
Yeah.
Jordan, John is a fan of your posters.
Oh, yeah.
John Abraham.
I I have this one this one right here. I'm not going to move the camera, but I'll move the poster. But this one right here is like really glaring,
Was that signed
but
by Bob
it's
Gurr?
signed by it's signed by Bob Gurr, and he signed it Robert H. Gurr, which just means we were more formal when we met, I guess.
That's amazing. Hey, we've
I
got.
should probably hang that back up, but I'm never good at.
We are going to do some questions and answers here in a second. I see we are starting to get some questions over there in the comments. I'll start throwing those on screen. We'll address those, but in the meantime, let's just start with introductions in case this is your first time watching us. I'm Joey,
Hi, Michelle.
and that guy is.
And I'm Jordan.
That's right. And we are the Happy Place Explorers. We, Michelle and I, are on the West Coast, so we normally cover Disneyland and West Coast parks out here. And then Jordan is in Orlando, and he covers all the East Coast stuff.
That's correct.
So Disney World and all that stuff. But obviously, due to circumstances beyond anyone's control, currently all of the theme parks are closed. So,
Including the ones on the East Coast.
that's correct. It's a global
So
pandemic, Jordan.
I
Anyway,
always thought that was just like a board game, but now
We did play that board game.
we're living it. I know a lot of people played the board game, but shouldn't that have all been like practice?
well, we lose
Like
that
shouldn't
board
we
game
shouldn't we
nine
have it
times out of
covered at
10.
this point?
So it's,
Yeah, but there's always a 10th time.
that's true. Every 1 out of 10.
No, we just played it like a week and a half ago and we lost.
It's not good.
One move to go and we lost.
It's real sad. Anyway, this is our first time doing live stream.
This Runaway back.
Yeah, this is our first time doing live stream. There's a lot of hiccups that are going to go into this. We're going to try and figure out as we go. But like I said, leave a comment or a question over on the side, and we will try to answer it as we go through this. There is, again, a 30-second delay. So when a comment comes across, we might talk about it a little later than when you post it. But we will answer every question. So, hey, Ed just showed up.
Ed!
Hi, Ed.
Ed!
Ed gets me.
All right, guys. So we do have a question.
Ed is top commenter.
That's true. YouTube does
officially.
Yeah, it does reward
the
our top
YouTube
commenters.
title.
I'm gonna try throwing a comment up on screen here. How's this work? Well, it's a little big. I don't like that. Anyway, Jay says. We'll put it in the middle. Jay says, "Do you think construction is going on still with Avengers Campus?" Jordan, what do you think?
I think officially, no. But rides need to... People outside the gates yesterday of Universal Studios Orlando were seeing that the roller coasters were operating, and that's because they're like a car. If they sit stagnant, they get rusty or whatever. I don't know the science behind it, but it makes sense that everything needs to be working. So I believe that at all the parks, there is at least some light activity happening with all the rides. And I think it would be foolish to exclude construction projects from that. So they're definitely not going full steam ahead. Officially, on the record, they aren't happening. But I don't know if I buy that fully. I don't think everything is slow to a stop.
So
although I can't confirm that.
Stuff's going on behind the scenes. See, there's no official announcement of when this pandemic's going to end. Or, I mean, we're probably going to have years before the parks open. But the thing is, it's probably the most likely opening date, an optimistic opening date for Disneyland and Disney World, I would say is in June-ish, end of May, June-ish. That's optimistic. That being said...
Best case scenario.
Yeah, what was the opening date for Adventures Campus?
July 20 something. It was like around the time Jungle Cruise.
So, all that said, I think it's highly likely that, I don't know. Do you think Adventures Campus will even open on time? If they're not doing any construction?
Definitely not on time. It's definitely no longer a summer release. It's probably fall.
Crazy.
On a best case scenario kind of situation. I would think September, October.
So we definitely think construction is halted currently on Adventures Campus, but there's a chance that it gets started maybe before the parks actually open. So construction starts again. I just know that there was aerial photos released recently of Disneyland and nothing. There was like no movement, no people or anything in there. So I don't know.
It's like that scene in Lord of the Rings, because they're officially not supposed to be there, but when they hear the helicopters coming over, it's like when the orcs came by on those flying things and they had to hide under the brush and look for like weird looking blankets. Mm-hmm. It's their construction teams.
Let's see what else we got in the comments over here. Lots of people saying hi. Thanks guys for watching. We appreciate it.
So much.
Ooh. See, I was gonna say, I think they still have construction going.
You think so?
Yeah, because you can still have groups of less than 10 people or 5 people.
So just smaller crews?
We just saw construction happening down our street.
Yeah, but I feel like the parks don't want to risk anybody getting sick.
I disagree. It's Disney.
Michelle,
are they constructing a park?
Well, the people down the street aren't. Well, maybe. We don't know what project's going on. Yeah.
Oh,
could be
that'd be cool if it was.
Let's see. Amy is here. Amy Carlson has joined the room. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, Ordinary Adventures
just gonna call it.
In. Oh, man. Great question. Okay, I'm going to try and put this up. Ordinary Adventures, we're figuring this out as we go here. It is this program is a little finicky, but here we go.
I think it's been working good.
Yes. Okay, so Ordinary Adventures asks, how much money would you pay to have 30 minutes to go into empty Disneyland to take photos?
Just to take photos?
$5 million. I don't have that.
Just to take
but I would
photos?
pay it.
The question is just to take photos. Although I do think it is a good question, because the price would skyrocket if it was your park for the day.
Yeah, just to take photos. At this point in my life, I don't need to go just to take photos.
Just to take photos? Well, I mean, from a vlogging standpoint, the visuals you could get of an empty park would be unreal.
Stunning.
Unreal.
From a pregnancy
The
standpoint,
thing is, as
I
a
don't need to know.
as a pass holder, I've like been able to try to learn how to take my time, and there is just such enjoyment out of just walking around a park. You don't have to go and do the rides, and so I like walking around a park when there's people there. And if it was just to yourself, that would be something. Now, 30 minutes is not a lot of time.
You have to sprint. You have to sprint to get photos. I mean,
It takes 30 minutes to walk from Spaceship Earth to American Adventure. Actually, okay, just spinning off of that question, if you had to pick a park, which one would it be?
Epcot.
You do Epcot for 30 minutes? That's a really good idea, actually. What, if you guys are watching this real quick, because we want to make some, comment participation, weigh in. So Jordan just asked a question that Ordinary Adventures brought up originally. If you could have 30 minutes alone in the park, in their case, they're talking about taking photos, could be anything to ride rides. What park would you want 30 minutes alone in? Only 30 minutes and only one park. So write in the comments what you think. You said Epcot?
Yep.
Huh.
I love Epcot so much.
Jordan?
Epcot's pretty good. But I'm cheating because it's not my coast, but Disneyland would obviously be the one to Disneyland Park. That'd be my 30. And it has all the classics and it's way more condensed. So if we only have 30 minutes, it's more practical.
I mean, Disneyland's my favorite park because of how condensed it is. But I don't get to go to any of the East Coast parks ever. You know what I would do? I would 100% go to Disneyland Paris. Disneyland Paris, and I would straight up take the 30 minutes to chill underneath the castle and look at the dragon. 100%. It's not even up for debate. If you didn't know, there's a animatronic dragon underneath Disneyland Paris's castle. Unreal. It's so cool. And that is my biggest bucket list item of any park, is I want to go to Disneyland Paris someday and do that. That being said, that's way off in the distance because we have a little one on the way. So there will be no Disneyland Paris trips in the near future.
It's 3 and under is free. So don't use that as an excuse.
Let's see, we got some waiting in on the side here. Jenny says Magic Kingdom. Be her park.
That's a
Amy
good one.
says Magic Kingdom as well. John Abraham's got Animal Kingdom. That's a good. It's a really.
Ooh,
good
that's a good one. That's a good
going
one
to
too.
Animal
Originally, I was because I love animals,
I
and
know.
I've only been to that park once, and it was only a half-day visit.
That's all
Oh,
we needed.
it was such a bummer. What is wrong with you?
No, you went the whole day. I was sick that day.
Well, Jordan and I didn't. It didn't feel like a full day. That was our.
It
very
wasn't-
first trip
It wasn't the Animal Kingdom that's there today either.
Oh. Yeah, that was the 2010 Animal Kingdom. That was 10 years ago.
Ed weighs in, says Hollywood Studios, but then immediately switches the answer to maybe Disney Sea. Which,
See, that would be interesting to experience a park that you've never been to that way first.
Oh,
Disney Sea is my bucket list park. That, above anything, is the one I want to go to.
Hello, Bloxy Boy. Jenny is a fan of Jenny Updike's a fan for Disneyland Paris. And then...
Is that your mom?
My mom weighing in with Hershey Park. Bold choice. Bold choice. Hey, Royce, we miss Disney. Royce...
If you didn't
Have you ever,
see...
speaking of Hershey Park, have you seen the candy making dark ride they have at Hershey Park.
A candy making dark ride?
No.
Yeah, it's like how they make Hershey products, and it's literally a dark ride where it's happening.
I've never seen.
YouTube
No.
YouTube Hershey Park dark ride because it's very surreal.
Okay. I mean, that's probably something I'm going to check out as soon as this is done.
In response to Royce, we miss Disney too, and if you didn't get to see it, there's a video up on our Instagram. Did you put it on Facebook?
Yeah, it's on all of our social channels.
That I captured of Joey yesterday in our garage. Clearly missing Disney and unexpectedly recreating a ride for himself.
I didn't realize you were filming until you were filming. But I don't regret
It looked like you were having just as much fun as you would normally.
Now, what wasn't captured is what happened before I got that on video. Joey was sitting on that, and he looks to me and he goes, "Can you pull me around?" So we are in our open garage, and I'm just kind of dragging him around in circles in the garage.
This is what it's like to
That's
where we're
sweet.
at.
That's a sweet story.
a 30-year-old homeowner. This is where we're at. Let's see what else we got going on over here on the side. Hi, Tybolt. Tybolt's in the room. Sorry if you guys are joining us. There is a 30-second delay. We don't know how to change that, so any of your comments that are coming in, I promise we'll answer them. They're just coming in a little bit later. What else? I don't know.
30 seconds.
Before we talk, let's talk. So start loading up questions in the questions and comments off to the side, and we'll answer those in a second. Let's talk about life happenings. So, in case you aren't following, Michelle and I recently announced that we are having a baby. Very exciting.
It's still just as exciting every time.
Yeah, it's coming quick too. So the due date is in July, so I constantly switching between panic and excitement. How are you doing?
I'm good. Nothing to complain. It's been fairly easy
Yes.
for a first pregnancy, so that's good.
Yeah, I don't think you had any motion sickness or morning sickness or anything, right?
No, not too bad.
Yeah.
So that is. So the one thing I am looking forward to is the fact that Disney is shut down. That extends our annual pass, which means I get to have more time after the child is born to go to Disneyland.
That is a very good point. Something I was hoping we could talk about today is that Disney did sort of announce that each day that the parks are closed is a day that will be extended for your annual passes, which is awesome. The only thing that's weird about it is, you know, that they're still continuing. So we do a monthly payment plan on the Disneyland passes, and they're still charging us per month.
Well, yeah.
So it's not suspended, but like you basically pay out your term, and then your pass is extended by every day that the park was closed.
And I am so looking forward to it.
Yeah, Michelle's excited because she was very limited.
So
last couple trips, she was very limited on
I
what she
have
could do.
been on It's a Small World too many times now.
Well, that's a classic ride.
Thank you, Betty and the Beast, for saying congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's see what else is new. Oh, we also, in other news, we bought a house. We are in California, so it was very challenging to save up that down payment, but we pulled it off. And now we got a place to raise the baby, and things are good right now. So, and then the quarantine happened. So we got in just under the wire, and now we've got a place to be locked.
You really get to break it in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So getting to know the house very well. I installed a door yesterday, Jordan. It's hard. It's very hard to do that.
Yeah, I've never done that before, so I can't even imagine. They've always just been where they're supposed to be.
It's true. It's weird when one's not there. When you walk into a place and realize, oh, so there's not a door. So,
especially on a place like your
can't close it.
bathroom.
We're gonna scroll up real quick to the comments to see if there's anything else up there.
I've been watching.
Okay.
That ride you made was better than the real ride.
I'm glad you appreciate that, Bloxy boy. Sorry, we're going back to the comments right now. Yes, Jenny, a July baby. We're excited. Thanks again, guys. Thanks, Ed. I'll do my best not to panic. Oh, we got so another question from Runaway Adventures. Sorry, I just hit the microphone. Which Disney attraction would you most like to do? Sorry. I have dyslexia, so as words are too up there. I mean, you're learning a lot about us today. Which Disney attraction would you like most?
We're very, very
All
good
right.
editors.
Yeah.
Which Disney attraction would you most like to do a casual walkthrough of if you could only choose one? A casual walkthrough of Tower of Terror.
The original?
The original. Well, what do we mean by original? Like
So
Disneyland?
Hollywood Studios one?
Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
Does a casual Tower of Terror imply that the elevator just goes down normally?
No, I still want the elevator to do its thing. Well,
Okay.
see, so can you even walk through that? But because the one in Disney World, it has like, it actually takes you through.
Yeah, the car goes forward.
Yeah, I would go through that.
It's a good one. Jordan, what do you think?
As far as... See, I don't think he means behind the scenes, because that's where my mind is going. And if that's the question, I've always wanted to go behind the scenes of the American Adventure and just see the stagecraft that's all happening behind there. It's probably not nearly as exciting from that angle, because all the stuff is, spoiler alert, all those animatronics, all those scenes are underneath you. They slide into place and then they rise up. It's crazy. But I don't think that's what he means. So, with that in mind, it would be Disneyland Pirates. And I would get some swim shoes on. I wouldn't even take the boat. And I would just, wade my way through.
It's going to
Taking my time in each one, yeah.
I like it. Mine's obvious. Haunted Mansion, regardless. I've never had...
Disneyland or Disney World?
Disneyland. Disneyland because I like walking through the hallway. So Disneyland has the portrait hallway. That's a walkthrough. And Disney World, that's a part of the ride, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So definitely Disneyland version. And like one of the biggest things I want is I want a lights on evacuation from that ride. Like that would be my favorite thing ever.
Wait, I think I want to change my answer.
What are you doing now?
Jordan, correct me if I'm wrong. Carousel of Progress, is that the one where you're sitting there and the room turns and it goes each year to year? I just want to walk through those sets and look at everything close up.
Oh, I bet it's awesome.
Changed my mind to that.
You can see it. You can see a lot. I don't know if I have the footage somewhere, but I did Carousel of Progress. I was trying to get footage and I went on it 3 times in a row, which is an exercise in sanity to begin with. I love it. But one of the rides I was doing is what's the word I'm looking? I was zooming in as close as I could on so many things, and especially on that last scene, I was looking at bookshelves and their little notes on the bulletin boards that they have.
See, I feel like it's very detailed. I just want to be
for sure.
Just going through the comments again. Also, that was a question from Ordinary Adventures. Just giving a shout out to them. They produce great content. Feel free to check it out. Look them up on YouTube. Let's see. So Tybalt asks, and Jordan, I don't know this one. You're gonna have to answer it. He said, "Did you guys see the YouTube video of the family who remade Pirates of the Caribbean ride in their house?"
I didn't see that.
Is that
I have seen so many of these hashtag homemade Disney videos.
Yeah,
they're all very creative. So I probably have. They just make me sad. I know they're coming from
a thing that's been happening.
I know they're coming from the right place.
Doing Disney rides at home.
Gotcha.
Tybalt, send us that link. I want to check that out. Let's see, moving on. Jenny says, Michelle, you could have ridden Haunted Mansion. Jenny,
I could have, but then it closed.
It's correct. It's been under-referred in Disneyland.
I found out that I can ride Pirates, which I was surprised of, because in Disneyland it has the 2 drops.
Yeah, Pirates did not have a pregnancy thing on it.
Nope.
Let's see.
Make sure your baby likes pirates.
Bloxy Boy, have you guys watched all of the Indiana Jones movies is a question. Yes, there's a Raiders of the Lost Ark poster right up there. It's a little bit cut off. I love Indiana Jones. Arguably, hot take, I prefer it to Star Wars.
That is not a hot take at all. It is a fact.
Oh! Michelle is really thrown off at the moment.
You're wrong.
Indiana Jones is such a good franchise. And I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars.
We're going to have a conversation after this.
Have
I seen all the Indiana Jones movies?
I don't think you have.
Because they all seem the same.
I've probably tried to make you watch them, but I doubt you've seen Temple of Doom.
They are not the same. They are all different. They are all exciting.
Let's see, what else we got? Hey, everybody in the chat.
Your bathroom came without a door.
Yeah, John, yes, our bathroom did come without a door. It was a startling revelation.
Don't know how we missed that when we walked through, but it's okay. We love the house.
Let's see. Oh, Tybalt asks, which Disney ride would you all like to ride with the lights on? Weigh in, group.
With the lights on.
I think I've already done mine. Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
It's so much more terrifying with the lights on because you see how close the rails are to you.
See, to counter that, something that I know exists, but I've never done is like during the Halloween party or the after parties, they do a version of Space Mountain where they don't have any lights. So it's like pitch dark.
Yeah.
They turn off all the projection and whatnot of the stars. And I guess you don't realize how much light there actually is coming through until they turn all the lights off. But I guess that is a very surreal experience.
Have we? I thought we've done that.
Which one?
Space Mountain when it's like completely pitch black.
No. Well, not when it was like how Jordan's describing it. Like the normal version is very dark, but they've never done a blackout version. Okay. That's a Walt Disney World thing, I think. Unless they have. If you know in the comments, weigh in. I don't think Disneyland's ever done a full like pitch dark. What Space Mountain? What'd you say it was called?
I don't know what it's called, but they just once the after party starts, they just sort of switch it over.
Okay. I said mine earlier. It'd be Haunted Mansion. 100%. I want to do an on-ride evacuation from there. Let's see. All right.
There was a question higher up.
We're trying to get out everybody's questions in here, guys. There's a 30-second delay again, so your questions are coming in. We're going to try and get to them.
Up. Oh, it's your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry, I'll talk to you later.
Someone's talking about how they had their trip. Royce says, my trip was for 10 days at Disney. It was cut short. I'm assuming due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
He did make it on Rise of the Resistance, though, 3 times.
That's a good number.
Yes,
no spoilers.
Yeah, Michelle has still not been on it.
Nope.
Because of the pregnancy.
And I haven't watched our videos. I haven't watched anyone's videos.
I know. So there'll be a whole video someday of Michelle experiencing Rise of the Resistance for the first time.
August.
Michelle and baby, ride and rise.
No, just me.
Yeah, Michelle. Let's see, what else is going on? Amy, your mother, Jordan, said she's surprised we're not saying Rise of the Resistance, which is a really good point.
For lights on?
For just some of the...
That would be a good walkthrough one.
Rise of the Resistance would be a good walkthrough one. Ed says, I would have loved to walk through Great Movie Ride, or maybe Runaway Railway now. Royce says Sorry.
No, that's a wonderful point as far as walking through Runaway Railway, because we talk about walking through Carousel of Progress and noticing details. Runaway Railway, that's one you could probably sit in each of those rooms for an hour and still keep noticing little details. That'd be a good one.
Also, Ed points out that am I actually defending Temple of Doom or Crystal Skull? So, I can't defend Crystal Skull. There is no defense there. Temple of Doom.
Yes, there is.
Temple of Doom, the bridge scene in Temple of Doom. Actually, the whole back half of Temple of Doom.
I need to check on dinner.
Oh, Michelle's making.
I forgot to set a timer.
Whole back half of Temple of Doom. Excellent. Not going to apologize for it. Javier says hello. Hello, Javier.
Crystal Skull is not nearly as bad as everyone.
The issue is it's not good, though. And, there shouldn't be a not good Indiana Jones movie. It's not good. Shia LaBeouf swings with monkeys in that film.
That is everyone's oh, that's what happens. That's everyone's oh, it's not good because there were CGI prairie dogs and people and Shia LaBeouf swung with monkeys, and it's if that's your only nitpick is that they use CGI in a couple scenes. It's not don't get me wrong, it's not the best Indiana Jones. It's definitely in the bottom half. But it's not my least favorite.
I
will say that.
Okay. I mean, I had a good time when I watched it in theaters. I've seen it since, and every time I watch it, besides Shia LaBeouf on the motorcycle going through the library, that movie has issues. All right, anyway, sorry, okay.
Hey, his name is Mutt.
Mutt, thank you.
He's Indy's son.
John Abrahams has... Did you guys see the Horizons Revisited video? Do you know anything about that?
Yes, it's amazing.
What is that?
It is amazing. Okay, so this is one of my deepest what's the word? I get really sad when I think about from anywhere from the 80s to 2005. There was so much footage of rides recorded, but they were recorded on videotape. And videotape was fine for its time, but it is almost impossible to restore. And so we watch the Imagineering story and we see these remastered versions of opening day broadcasts and things like that, because those were recorded on film and they can look crisper and fresh when they get remastered. But when you're trying to restore videotape, it just looks terrible. Okay. And so what's the channel name? Retro WDW just did they did their best to remaster Horizons. Do you guys know what Horizons is?
That was an Epcot attraction.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's where Mission, and it was basically like Carousel of Progress 2.0. And so it was like a ride through, epic, awesome attraction going through a bunch of different sort of futuristic scenarios. It sort of had, this is the future that we thought we were going to have in the past. And then they sort of had more suggestions, I guess, of what the future would look like. And it's very 80s. It's very 80s, very Spaceship Earth kind of era, or Spaceship Earth-esque dark ride, bunch of audio animatronics. But they had a clear-cut take of that was recorded on videotape, and they applied a bunch of softwares to it. It's there's AI involved in it. They de-fisheye. There's a whole second video of just how they did it and how many processes they went through. But it is the best looking render or version of Horizons that I've ever seen. And that is a ride that not a lot of people, everyone sort of wishes they could ride it. So check that out after the Hershey Park Candy Bar Dark Ride.
All right, check out Horizons Revisited video.
It's very good.
Betty and the Beast said, your video of what not to do to get a boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance helped so much. They got boarding group 32. 34.
Wow.
There's no 2 even anywhere there.
I know. I don't know what's wrong. Anyway.
Well, thank you for the feedback, and you're welcome. You've never gotten 34.
No, not even close. Yeah, my tips don't work for me. I've only been on it, guys. I know. So that Chronicle, there was the 2-part video. There was the time I didn't get on, which was obviously very sad, and then there was the time I did get on the following time, and that is still the only time I've ridden that ride. I've only been on it once. All the time, and it's just, how many times have you been on it?
I've been on it 8 times now.
It's unfair. I'm happy for you. Michelle's been on it 0.
I don't say it proudly in this group. What's crazy is the best boarding group that I got ever was boarding group 8. And I got that on the first day that they decided to, because when that first opened, it was first come, first serve. And I got there bright and early expecting I would be one of the first served because I was first come, first serve. And then everyone filtered in and everyone was like, wait, what's going on? We all got here early. Why can't I get a boarding group? And they said, oh, they're going up at 7. And so it was just this brand new concept to everybody in the park. And I got boarding group 8.
Wow.
That's
couldn't plan for it, couldn't do anything for it. And now I have, since that day, I have never gotten anything under 50.
So here's a question.
That was the day we did all 4 parks.
My question for everyone: when I finally get to go in August, if I get to the park, what's opening? 8 a.m.?
Yes. Well, it depends.
It depends.
We have no idea what post-pandemic Disneyland's going to look like.
typically it's 8 a.m. Let's say I get to the park in August at 8 a.m. What boarding group do you think I'll be able to get then? Do you think it's still going to be crazy? Or will it be less?
Our current global situation is not helping the hype die down for Rise of the Resistance. At least I don't think it will.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be worse because everyone's gonna have, let's say optimistically the parks reopen in June.
Mm-hmm.
Like the summer season will have just started. School will have never happened because that basically let out. So everybody's gonna flock to the parks. Yeah, it's probably gonna be really bad. Like really bad. So much worse than normal. Although, is there a chance that because of concerns and I mean like it does sort of feel like as much as I want to go back, it does sort of feel irresponsible to immediately go back to the parks right away when they're able to be open, especially when we're going to have a baby on the way, because there's no way the virus is going to be completely gone.
Right.
So even if they like make it like, oh, it's on the down, like it's coming down, I don't know.
We'll just have to see.
Crazy times. Anyway, yes, it's going to be crazy.
Jenny asked.
Oh yeah, Jenny Optics asking, have you seen Onward? She really liked it. Michelle has not seen it. Jordan, your thoughts?
I have seen it. I saw it a week before it was announced that it was going to be available for free. And movies are expensive these days, but I really liked Onward. I don't know if I put it. I think it's middle of the line Pixar for me. And once we all watch it, we'll have a different conversation. Say that again?
What is it better than in the Pixar collection? For you?
Cars 2.
Oh, well, that's easy.
And I'm going to say something that's going to shock a lot of people. Please don't unsubscribe. But I think The Incredibles is wildly overrated.
Wow. All right, we're going to end the live chat. What? You put it below Onward?
I don't know. I need to see Onward again.
All right, so I have also seen Onward, and I am kind of with Jordan where it's a middle-of-the-road one. I liked it, but I wasn't, like, blown away by it. And I know Michelle wasn't very interested to begin with, right? Even though we love Pixar.
It looked like a DreamWorks, which I love DreamWorks. Shrek is one of my favorite movies, and Over the Hedge. But it just didn't look Pixar to me. But I'm also tired all the time right now. So.
It's good. It's better than The Good Dinosaur. It's better than Cars 2.
And and also it's
You're
Pixar,
crazy.
which means Pixar is the worst Pixar is better than 90% of other films as well, because it's just a wonder. But in line of Onward coming to Disney Plus pretty soon, I have watched Frozen 2 like 6 times. I know that movie by heart. Frozen 2 is a masterpiece.
It's good.
Incredible's overrated.
Oh
Frozen 2 is a masterpiece.
All right, going back to the comments. Royce weighing in says, best way to get in Rise of the Resistance, have your Disneyland app open and hit the join boarding group. The moment the 8 a.m. hits, hit the join boarding group button and you'll get in. So, good tip and mostly accurate. Doesn't always work. I have experienced it not work. But it is I think that is probably the best way to do it, at least at Disneyland.
I don't think as much as we want to make tips and things like that, I don't think there's a wrong way to do it. I think everyone at one point or another has had success with every method. But that is probably the most common one.
Yeah. Tybalt Lanin says, nothing beats old Super 8 film. My folks took my sister and I to Disneyland. Takes forever to set up, though. So, yeah, he's weighing in on how VHS doesn't look very good.
Yeah, that Super 8, I love Super 8 footage. I love old, like, vintage. Like, we see, like, the stuff they recorded for, like, the shows and whatnot, but the home video, you see a different side of Disneyland that way.
Oh, the videos I have been seeing online that I really like are of the parents putting their kids in, like, the laundry baskets.
Oh, yeah.
Up against, like, the big screen TV, and they're, like, turning them sideways on the rides on the POV videos. I really like those.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good use of at home. Parents are fun.
They're clever.
Yeah.
Ed said
Some ideas.
Ed said Horizons was his favorite Epcot attraction of all time. So you're not alone there, Jordan.
If I don't know, let's see, I haven't ridden it, but if I could choose any ride to ride that I can't ride right now, that doesn't exist anymore, it would actually be World of Motion. So I'm hoping that Retro WDW, this channel, is doing a World of Motion next, because that's one because there is not a good, I have not found a good quality version of that yet. I'm sure Ed has ridden World of Motion too, if he's ridden Horizon, so I want to get his thoughts on World of Motion as well.
Eric is saying that Disneyland Park is set to reopen on April 20th. I think that is the date that all of the parks are saying right now, but it's not a reopen date. It's everything's tentative. So like
until further notice.
Yeah. So I mean they did do in writing indefinite for the American parks, correct?
It was until further notice, at least for the Disney World notice, it said that they're closed until further notice. And I know April 18th was mentioned as, I don't know if that had to do with like cast members or if that was just sort of like a reassessment date, which I would probably venture to guess that.
That was my understanding, that around April 20th was the reassessment date, that they're paying cast members through that date. And then they need to reassess what they're doing, because I believe, right. I don't know, the state of California, I think we're on, isn't it through the end of April now?
Yeah, it's like April, I thought it was
maybe
April 19th.
It might be April 20th.
Yeah.
I think everything is fluid right now.
Crazy times, guys. Hope everyone's staying safe, staying healthy out there. Let's see where we're at on the comments. Jordan, Javier weighing in saying Incredibles is kind of sort of overrated.
All right. That makes me feel a little better, because I've always thought I know I'm a minority in that opinion, but I always thought I was alone. So thank you, Javier. Right, still a wonderful movie, but overrated.
Throwing up a bigger one here. Michelle, want to read it so I don't mess it up?
I'm worried if they eventually reopen, all the indoor shows, fireworks, or any nighttime spectaculars won't happen because social distancing will still be implemented. And you know what I say to that because I'm grumpy? Good, because the parades make me angry.
Michelle doesn't like that it congests Main Street, so it's very hard to get through. That being said, Michelle has not seen the new parade, Magic Happens. I really enjoyed it. Neither of us really like parades. In that video, I explained I don't really like parades and that you don't really like parades.
No, I love parades. And being a former band kid, I love performing in parades. I performed at Disney World with band back in like 2007, and it was an amazing experience. But at Disneyland, how they have it set up, the parades and the fireworks congest everything. And Fantasmic, and it gives me immense anxiety and frustration. That's why I like Fantasmic at Disney World so much more, because they have the stadium, the amphitheater, the people go there, they let me be and wander the park.
I agree.
I just want to try and get to Jungle Cruise.
I agree with that. I think that is a good point, because World of Color, I love World of Color, but that gives me anxiety getting a pass too for that, because you've got to basically get there so early, and then you don't have a seat. There's no like reserved space necessarily. It's like a reserved section.
Yeah.
And when you say that you saw the most recent parade, is that what you paid for the upgraded experience?
Yeah, we did.
So that you had a seat reserved for you or something?
Well, it wasn't a seat, but yeah, it was like there's a section that's reserved.
Yeah. I'm not paying just to watch a parade.
It was, but you got the Plaza Inn chicken.
Can't you get that normally?
Yeah,
yeah.
A game changer.
Okay.
But wouldn't if you could just get an extra parade on top of your chicken? Might as well.
See?
That's not how it works.
It's making sense. Anyway, going back to the original statement, I think you have a good point. I think social distancing is going to be a thing for some time. Mm-hmm. And there's a few things that are changing. A lot of people are talking about it. We haven't talked about this yet. They're actually doing... they're on the Disneyland app, they recently released something that has virtual queues in plural on it. So Rise of Resistance was formerly the only virtual queue. But now that it's come up as an option on the Disneyland app, a lot of people are saying that it could be implemented for all rides, and maybe this is how social distancing is going to work, is basically you're going to be in a virtual line for everything. Now, here's where that really becomes a problem. How you were talking about overcrowding of like pathways and stuff like that, if they don't have lines and queues holding people, like it is going to get crazy busy at Disneyland. It is going to be very hard to move, and I think the only way you can do that is to curb the capacity of the park.
Right.
So lots of things are going to be
I don't know if that virtual queues was implemented for COVID-19 or if it was something they were already working on.
Well, what would be, so Spider-Man attraction, that's the next one to open, that would maybe have a virtual queue system set up. It seems,
I would think so.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I think a lot of things will be different, and I think you have a good point. There's probably a good chance that fireworks and parades and stuff are going to be temporarily on hold.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because Magic Happens has only been out for like, I don't know, a couple weeks.
What about Runaway Railway that only was in operation for 11 days before parks closed?
That's so sad. Oh, our cat has decided to make a cameo. All right, moving down the comments, guys. Let's see. New Haunted Mansion ride to reopen on May 1st. Potentially.
Yes, Javier. You heard correctly. I am pregnant. Thank you. 5 months pregnant? Something like that.
It's exciting times.
5 to go.
It's coming quick. 5 to go.
Wait, how does it work?
Oh, Jordan.
It's like 17 weeks or something to go.
Betty and the Beast weighing in asking, will you be doing the mountain challenge again? I was so close. It was a hard day. Guys, so we record a lot of our videos in bulk, right? So Michelle and I, because if Michelle and I are going, obviously how we talked about we just bought a house deal, so there's a lot of outside stuff going on in our lives. And so when we go to the park, we usually try to film a couple of videos so that we have content to hold us over for the channel. And the day I filmed the mountain challenge was the exact same day, just moments after I didn't get the pass for Rise of the Resistance in that first video. So I was all excited to be there for Rise of the Resistance, and I didn't get the pass, and I was already kind of bummed out and depressed, and I was like, oh, and so like I walked away, and I was like, well, let's salvage the day, and we'll do the mountain challenge. And so I was like, okay, let's do it. An hour goes, and then I lost by 30 seconds. It was
a great day.
Yeah, it was not the happy place that day. It was something else. Anyway, will I be trying again? Yeah. I mean, I really want to. I just don't know if it's going to be... I don't know what the parks are going to look like.
We'll create the mountain challenge at home.
Oh my gosh, I could destroy the mountain challenge at home.
That's a great idea, actually.
Run up the hill in the backyard.
We have a hill in our backyard now. Let's just sprint up it for an hour. That'll be the mountain challenge. Ed, another controversial opinion here. Incredibles 2 is pretty bad. But then he goes on to say, but the first one really...
is really good.
Is really good. So, Jordan.
I did not say that The Incredibles was bad. I said it was overrated.
See,
it
I really like Incredibles 2.
A wonderful film.
I think Incredibles 2 is funny when he's like, math is math. Yeah. You can't change math.
That was good. Tybolt's got a question. He says, what international Disneyland location would you like to visit? I answered this previously. Sea. Oh, you're right off the bat, you're sure?
I'm positive.
Is that Tokyo?
So that's Tokyo's second park, but that's the one with like the volcano and like it has a big lagoon.
Yeah, that would be mine too.
It's supposed to be the prettiest park. Mine's Disneyland Paris. I want to see that castle. I want to see that dragon. Also, Phantom Manor. I know I've never ridden it, but I think Phantom Manor is my favorite iteration of Haunted Mansion. It has Michelle.
It gets like surreal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it has a scene underneath it where you go through like an old time, like a ghost version of Frontierland.
Yes.
Of what is it? Big Thunder Mesa? What's the name of the town?
Yeah, something like that. Thunder something.
Thunder Mesa. And so
I think you're right.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is it has a story behind it, like Big Thunder and everything are connected.
Betty.
Betty saying, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." That's truth.
Because you always put the...
I know.
Call back.
I know. Ugh. You should have seen the original cut. So obviously that got flagged for copyright the first time I put it in. But I really went for it in the original cut. It got very sad, and then I wasn't able to do anything else. My favorite
very,
part of
very sad.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my favorite part of that is as it's going to dark and black and white, I have the devil from Mr. Toad come up over my face. That was the best part of the edit for me. Oh, so good. Anyway. Javier asked, does Happy Place Explorers have any merch? We do. We're trying to actually do some more stuff. Some original prints, things like that. Let's get this comment off here. Yeah, if you look at any of our videos, underneath it, there's just a tiny merch shelf. But yeah, we're going to work on some newer stuff in the coming months. We have a friend of ours, James, who's actually going to do some original artwork. We might have a Dole Whip shirt coming, Jordan.
Ooh.
So that'll be coming. So look for that. That could be exciting. Let's see. Lost place over here. Yeah, see John saying Incredibles is the best Pixar, Jordan.
Disneyland Paris in 2 years.
Oh, Jenny's planning a Disneyland Paris trip in 2 years. Living with James, Jenny. That is something. Oh, maybe you have a family, so maybe once you and I finally
figure out how to keep a child alive.
Yeah, get through that.
Let's just call it right now. 2 years from now, Happy Place meetup at Disneyland Paris. Let's start saving our nickels.
I gotta talk to my
everybody
mom about babysitting.
And we'll meet
Sherry,
you.
if she's still on here.
The 2-year-old can come to Disneyland Paris.
Oh,
we can look at the dragon together. Oh, that sounds magical.
And then you could go. I mean, you don't have to, but you could go to like the Eiffel Tower.
That's true. They have a Tower of Terror there. That's the other part.
Talking about
the Eiffel Tower
in Paris, Joey.
I mean, obviously that's number 2 on list of towers I want to experience in Paris. But
all right, Halloween time. Oh, I can't wait for Halloween time, just in general.
No.
Have you guys been seeing the videos of people like decorating their homes for Christmas and stuff during the COVID-19, just to try and cheer themselves up? I'm gonna decorate the house for Halloween.
Let's put like gravestones out in the front yard.
Yeah.
Is here.
Why not?
We've watched Noelle a couple times during our quarantine.
Oh, the Disney Plus movie?
Yeah, it's really good.
Have you guys tried to do any virtual Disney rides?
So no, but
I threw Joey around in the garage.
That's true. We did experience
the
virtual Disney ride in the garage. No, I mean that's kind of what you were talking about, right? With the kid.
I think so. Unless is there like a?
Oh jeez, what's going on? Oh, it's your phone.
Yeah,
Sorry, phone. I thought my phone was blowing up, but my phone's recording.
Unless there's like they're talking about like the virtual reality
headsets.
We don't have that.
We don't have.
I got one of those like years ago, like when they were new, and it was like the cheapest version I could find. So I'm pretty sure it was made overseas, and I got it for the sole purpose of watching 360 ride videos, and it's I'm sure the technology is much better now, but the idea of it is very awesome.
Hey,
so
not to change it, but we've got a lot of people are excited about Paris.
Oh yeah,
the whole group trip.
Right, I guess it's done.
Sounds like it's coming up. Yeah, we're all going.
Done deal.
All right, Javier weighing in saying, "What is the best Pixar movie, Jordan?"
The best Pixar movie is Toy Story 3. Also, Toy Story 3 is one of the greatest movies of all time. Easily in my top 10 films of all time. That's just where I'm at in my life. And I have been since 2009 or 2010. Whenever it came out.
What's your choice, Michelle?
Mine is Inside Out.
Inside Out's very good. I just rewatched Inside Out, and it is very good. Mine is WALL-E. WALL-E is my all-time favorite. The 40 minutes of no dialogue is excellent. That whole opening scene.
That's brave. That's brave.
And it's good. It's very emotional. I love WALL-E.
That was a good question, Javier.
Thanks. Thanks for the question. All right, we're at the end of the questions. So,
Also got 2 minutes.
Yeah, we can wrap this up, I suppose. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I know it's the first time doing it. We're trying to figure out this interface. It looks nice. I think we like the way it looks. It's more of... it's a little clunky in terms of getting those comments and stuff up there. I'll have to figure that out.
I thought it worked really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Michelle's very positive.
See, I'm
Yeah,
completely
Jenny.
in the dark on this end. We've just been having a fun conversation because I'm just talking to you on Skype.
That's true. Yeah, Jordan can't actually
Jordan
see any of
didn't
these
see all this
graphics.
stuff?
Yeah, so he
Oh.
just has to take our word for it. Hey, Ed's saying best Pixar is Wall-E. Jenny says Inside Out. So nobody's saying Toy Story.
Someone back
3,
me up.
Jordan.
Someone back me up.
I don't know. Anything else we want to say before we start wrapping this thing up, heading out? Just this stuff, reiterating, I guess, Happy Place Explorers is still live. We're still doing stuff. Jordan has a video coming tomorrow, brand new video, put a bunch of effort into it. If you like the Disneyland Chronicles, you'll probably enjoy that. So look for that tomorrow. We are...
Jordan.
We've actually got a lot of content on the back burner that we've sort of been holding on to.
Things that
It's
weren't...
not...
Go ahead.
All right. Stuff that is not traditional, like stuff that we've got a lot of like atmospheric stuff that we filmed over the course of the last few months that I think is actually going to be pretty precious footage longer this quarantine lasts. But
That's true, yeah.
that'll be we'll probably start rolling that out pretty soon too.
Jordan,
Just little things here and there.
I want to let you know, don't worry, your mom backed you up on Toy Story 3.
So did Javier.
Thanks, Mom.
You needed to let that play out a little bit
sorry.
further.
So if my count is correct, that's 3 and 2.
Yes.
3 for Toy Story 3. That's poetic.
But yeah, look for content to keep coming. We'll try and, as we get the kinks worked out with these, we'll maybe try to do this once a week. Is this something you guys are even... There's a cat cameo. There's Buddy. Oh, our cat's sleeping.
Not
Michelle's
anymore.
waking him up.
That's never stopped.
Oh!
There's a cat.
Got Buddy.
We are cat people.
Jordan, your poor cat, all the time.
Did you know that you can actually accessorize with cats?
Oh, quick, that's a good question, too. Food
Oh, I wanna-
you missed from Disneyland. Throw that one up. Quick.
All right, quick. We got a quick question because we're trying to limit to these to an hour. But let's do it. Jordan.
Food you miss. Well,
Tell me.
Disney World, Disneyland. Food you miss from Disney.
Disney Ronto wrap. I've been craving a Ronto wrap these last few days. And I can't get it. It's not like, oh, I'll just go to Walmart and buy one to microwave.
Well,
Can't.
can I answer Ohana? But I always miss Ohana.
Yeah, we
Because
don't
I
really-
can't have Ohana because I'm in
is the best.
California.
It's the best. Is that so? That's your firm answer, or you want something from Disneyland?
From Disneyland, I would probably go with the churro toffee.
Churro toffee is good.
See, that's something I want to really try. One of the things that I didn't have that was on my radar, that's something that I really wanted to try, was a cheeseburger egg roll that they apparently have at the Magic Kingdom. I don't know if they have a Disneyland counterpart, but that sounds good too.
What's yours?
And then it was too late.
I don't know what I'd say from. I keep trying to think of, because to be honest, this is lame, but I keep going back to a hot dog from Coke Corner. I don't know why that's what I want.
It's traditional.
Like, oh,
Traditional.
I really want a hot dog from Coke Corner. But that Plaza Inn chicken was legit. It's.
Did you ever have the Monte Cristo at
Oh.
Blue Bayou?
Yeah. Oh,
No,
maybe I
because
missed
that is
They have it at Cafe Orleans as well.
At Cafe Orleans. Oh, Javier, you need to try that churro toffee.
Oh, churro toffee's so good.
Wait, there's one.
Do you
more
have a
I need to
restaurant
sh-
called Cheddar's in California?
No, but they have it in Wisconsin, Jordan. I've had it there.
They have Cheddar's in Wisconsin?
Yeah. In
Since when?
Like Kenosha or Racine when I went down to visit Kelsey years ago. They have one up in Appleton now.
They do have a Cheddar's up in Appleton.
Cheddar's has a comparable Monte Cristo for anyone who has a Cheddar's close by.
They also have cheese curds.
It scratches the itch.
We're gonna throw up. I know we're starting
Last
over.
question.
We're gonna throw another question.
Now everyone's asking good questions.
Yeah, all you guys are getting questions right at the end now. All right, if you could cosplay a Disney character, who would it be? Michelle first.
You go first.
Probably Ray.
Oh, good
She's
one.
so cool.
Good one. I like it. Jordan?
Probably Roger from 101 Dalmatians. He just like the piano player. He's very classy, and when he had the pipe, he just looked very distinguished, and he was like a songwriter. And I think that had a lot to do with just his style.
I like it.
The problem of cosplaying with Roger as Roger is people just think you're a dapper dude.
What would yours be?
Actually, I can't even visualize what what his identifying
I wanted to say Luke.
items.
I wanted to say enough about Roger. Okay, it's my turn. I wanted to say Luke Skywalker at first, but then I want to go more theme park, and I think it'd be cool to do like the Hatbox Ghost.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be an awesome Halloween
How would you
costume?
do it?
You could do the Hatbox Ghost, and I could do the bride,
Oh my gosh, that'd be so
and then I'll
awesome.
cut your head off.
Who would
That's why
be
it's my
the
Hatbox.
head?
What?
Who would be the head?
In
Simba.
Oh, Simba. I
Or
know. I don't want
maybe
to think about the
or-
logistics of it. Good question, Tybalt, though.
Ding.
Let's see. More lives. People wanted to try the churro toffee. Let's see.
That's so specific. Yeah, that's Jordan. Woody from Toy Story. Nice.
All right. Well, I think that's everybody. Thanks for weighing in, guys. Thanks for watching. I know it was a little long. We'll try and maybe we'll do an hour, and maybe we'll stick to Tuesday. Just kind of something early in the week just to start it off with. Michelle,
I like it. Happy Place Tuesdays.
Happy Place Tuesdays. Tune in. I don't know.
Tune in.
What
The
about
Tuesday stands for
I was gonna say
Tuesdays.
that you'll probably join us for some of them, unless you want to do it for all of them. But I feel like sometimes you,
We kind of need a moderator.
Sick of you two?
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say we definitely ramble. Michelle probably could be the one to like cut it down, streamline this whole thing.
This is a good question. Boys, was there a notification about this live chat?
I don't know. You guys tell us. Do you guys ever
No.
get what?
Like,
No,
did
there-
you promote it on our
Well,
social media accounts?
He's talking about something else though. So no, we were late to do that, and we'll be better about it. We'll give you a day's notice, and then I mean, I guess right now, just start taking it as as word. Tuesdays we'll do a live stream. So Tuesdays at 6 p.m. we'll do a live stream. 6
6
p.m.
p.m.
Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Is it really 9 by you?
Well, now it's 10.
Oh,
10:06.
Yeah. But we'll start doing live streams on Tuesdays. So tune in, 6 o'clock. Come with questions. We'll answer them. Anything you've got about Disney parks. If you want to know how your annual pass is going to be handled during this pandemic, we'll get those answers for you. So we appreciate
Ooh.
it. I know.
that's promising a lot.
Definitive source. That's not true. We have no
You're-
affiliation.
What is the homework for next week? What do we want people to do to be ready for next week?
Or what do people want us?
Everyone's home, so let's give them some homework. Obviously, watch 101 Dalmatians, the Horizons video. I'm just trying to review everything that we've discussed.
Take care of themselves.
Maybe no homework. Maybe
Stay
just,
inside.
Yeah.
well, they know that.
Yeah. Do everybody. That's the best
Just
thing
think
we
of
can
more
do.
questions for us so we can have an interactive conversation.
Yeah. Talk about Disney. We all miss Disney. We miss Disney. You guys miss Disney.
All right, boys, wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Have a great night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And I guess until next time, we'll see you. Hold on. Hold on. We'll see. Are you going to try doing it with me? Okay. No, we can do it. All right. Ready? Until next time, we'll... Oh. Okay. You ready? It's all good. All right. Until next... Oh, Jordan.
3, 2, 1.
Until next time, we'll see you in the happy place. Bye-bye.
Oh, that was exhausting.
Jordan, you're not muted.
Oh, that was no. It's always
Bye, everybody.
exhausting.
We love having you.
The closing out is the exhausting part because
You are still on the microphone.
are we muted?
Hey guys, if you like this live stream, like and subscribe. We enjoy having you around. Ignore Jordan, who's living a life. um, and we appreciate you watching. So until next time, we'll see you.